My name is Nance Corvo, and I'm a 50-year-old woman. I was diagnosed with neuropathy. I thought I just had plantar fasciitis in my feet, and I was sent to a neurologist who was looking for carpal tunnel syndrome, which is similar to carpal tunnel syndrome, but it is in your legs and feet instead. When the doctor did the test, I ended up having neuropathy, and the neuropathy has no known cause. I am not diabetic. I am not out of cancer treatment with having chemotherapy, which also can cause neuropathy, and I am not somebody who has a rheumatoid arthritis, so this is considered no known cause. At that point, they told me goodbye, gave me some Lyrica, which is what they put patients with fibromyalgia on, and basically that masks all the symptoms of what I was having, and I wasn't happy with that resolution. They told me it would get progressively worse and that they would just give me more medicine to cover up the symptoms. So at this point, I went home and started doing some research on the internet, and I was looking for neuropathy. I went to the Mayo Clinic, and I went to some postings of people that have had good results with natural therapies as opposed to Western medicine. I'm also the facilitator at the ARE, so I have studied Edgar Cayce for many years now, and I believe that healing process is a body, mind, soul combination. So I was looking for a more natural way to heal my neuropathy, and not to hide the symptoms, but cure the symptoms, or at least put them in remission. While I was on my search on the internet, I came across Dr. Scott's name, and under it I came to his name because I was searching the Rebuilder, which is a device that balances out the nervous system in your body. From reading what people had posted about the Rebuilder, it's available in Canada. It's not in the United States. I may be mistaken. You can get it in the United States, and there were 5 doctors in the United States that offered the opportunity for natural healing and also had this device called the Rebuilder. So at that point, I went on the internet and tried to find a doctor near me in Virginia Beach, and lo and behold, Dr. Scott was located right here in Virginia Beach, which was a blessing for me since there's only 5 in the country. I immediately called and was called back a few days later and made an appointment with Dr. Scott. At that point, he said it was more important for me to find out what is causing the neuropathy and then balancing out my system so that my whole system runs better. It's not so much about masking the symptoms of the neuropathy. His first thing was to take a series of blood tests and about 10 pages of a assessment on myself and my health and my symptoms to see what symptoms I was having physically from the neuropathy and other symptoms. When I had the blood tests taken and they came back, I returned to Dr. Scott's office, and he did a diagnostic result test of both the tests and what I had written. And what I had written on the papers and the symptoms that I was having matched the symptoms that were in the blood tests. In other words, if I was feeling faint or low in sugar or shaky sometimes, he noticed that I had a glucose problem on my tests. So for me, that was a validation that the symptoms I was feeling and the results from the blood test matched up. Another important part about this diagnosis, Dr. Scott said, was to work on the digestive system first. That is so that any supplements he gives me has a chance to enter the system. A lot of Americans these days have what is called leaky gut syndrome. It's caused by too much antibiotics and too much acid in your stomach, and it actually eats away at your intestines, and therefore the things that you absorb don't get into the system where they're needed. The first thing that we did was a total detox. It was quite pleasant tasting, tasted like coffee to me, so it wasn't so bad. And then the second part of that detox was a protein and vitamin and putting all the bioflavonoids and all the important enzymes back into your digestive system that everybody needs in order to have a proper digestion. After that, I lost about 20 pounds during that portion, which was just a plus. I wasn't really excited about losing weight, but it was a good side effect. I also started feeling better. I had more energy, and some of the foot pain was going away. So that was 3 pluses that I was happy about. The next step in our process of my healing was to start a thyroid booster. And that was done with an Edgar Cayce product called iodine. I might be mispronouncing that wrong. And I did a lot of research, and so did Dr. Scott, on the web about this product. It shouldn't be taken without a doctor's supervision on it, because it's not something you play around with. It can be a very strong enzyme. I do believe it's seaweed, but it has a lot more iodine in it than a normal person would get in one day. What this iodine does is it kind of shocks your thyroid into working better again, and then you go off of it for a few days, and your system, after a few sessions of that, learns how to run at a higher level. My thyroid was low, so that's why I was taking the iodine. Dr. Scott, for me, is kind of the co-pilot. I know a lot about health and a lot about resources that I have. I didn't always know what to take, when to take it, or how much. For years now, probably 10 years, I knew I had some sort of problem going on, nerve-related, health-related, and I've tried various things on my own through the internet and haven't been able to pinpoint or heal myself just through my knowledge that I've had. Dr. Scott has helped guide me. The medical Western parts that he does with the blood work helps him diagnose where I need the help, and then he goes to the natural substance that he knows of that can naturally help rebuild my host system. After we finish the thyroid, we are going on to the liver. He does draw a diagram of all these parts of your body, shows you how it all works, helps you and educates you about how the system runs, so that hopefully after a year of him being my co-pilot, I will be in good health and be able to continue this for a lifelong exploration.
Awesome, thanks.